do other religions have a form of universalism within their religion?
Okay. So you've got, so like religions like Christianity, Judaism, Islam are what you call exclusive truth claim religions.
Right.
So like for them, no, like, right. It's just like they believe they have the correct revelation of who God is and how one is saved or reaches eternal life.
But you said that there's some people that think that you can reach some Christians that can reach so are there universalist Jews?
Oh, that's a good question.
Or are there universalists?
Yes,
Islamists?
Yeah, I think you would find universalism within, so because in Judaism, I think if you're talking about just those that are just ethnically Jew, right?
Yeah.
As opposed to just the religion of Judaism. Okay. So there are those that are ethnically Jew that don't even hold to any kind of religion, that are atheist, right?
Right.
So
let's not talk about them.
Yeah, but when you kind of narrow it down to the religion part, right? So you would end up with individuals in Judaism that absolutely believe that they are that they have the divine revelation. They are God's people,
right?
Right. Only they are saved. Okay. Or will be with God, with Yahweh for eternity. Right.
What do they call getting into heaven?
What do they call getting into heaven?
Being saved.
No, they wouldn't really call it being saved. For them, it's their faith. Right. It's their faith in action in following Torah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
just do the rules.
Yeah. I mean, know Torah, follow Torah, and that's it.
Okay.
Right. And so for individuals like that, yeah, it's going to be there's exclusive truth claim. This is the one way. But within broader Judaism, just like in broader Christianity, you are going to have a more progressive form of that.
Okay.
That would be more open to a more universalistic approach or universalism approach.
Okay.
So, yeah. But actually the religion that comes to my mind when I think about universalism and religions that have a form of universalism is like Hinduism.
Okay.
And so I was in India about, I don't know, it's probably about 10 years ago now at this point. So I was in India about a decade ago, and I remember I was sitting at a table, and it was a wedding reception. So I'd gone to a wedding reception there in India, and it wasn't the only reason I was there.
I've heard this story before, I think, but I can't remember if you said it on the podcast before.
Okay. Well, if I have, it's probably been a while.
Yeah.
And so I'm sitting at the table. We'd been ministering for we didn't even know we were going to go to a wedding reception, right, when we first got there. But it was just one of those things that was like, hey, can y'all go to a wedding reception? And we're all
it wasn't like,
sure.
Hey, walk into this room.
No. No, we knew where we were going, but it was still we found out the day of.
Oh, okay.
And what had happened is some individuals they had invited weren't able to make it. So they had some open spaces. And so they were like, hey, the 3 foreigners that are with us, would y'all like to go to an Indian wedding reception? So we're like, sure. So we're sitting around. And what was so just crazy was so we're sitting around this table, and I'm talking to this lady next to me, and she's just super nice, and we're talking because she actually knows some English, and it was so cool conversation. And then she was asking me, what I was doing there. So I was telling her about what we were doing, what I was teaching about, and I was like, oh, I see this as an opportunity for me to share about Christ, right? So I'm going to share about Jesus. So I'll talk to her about Jesus. And then she looked at me and she's like, that is great. That's wonderful. I'm so glad you believe in Jesus. And I was like, oh, do you believe in Jesus too? And she's like, no. And I was like, wait, what? And so, but anyway, for her as an individual who was a Hindu, for her in her religion, she was completely fine that I believed in Jesus, was following Jesus, good for me, right? But then she had her own gods that she was praying to from her family and, her line and tradition and heritage. And so, in Hinduism, because they believe in so many gods that they're willing to say, you believe in a God, that's good. You believe in Jesus, that's good. You believe in, you name a God, okay, that's fine, that's good. And do they believe that you're going to go to heaven just like they do? Okay, but remember, for Hindus, they're not waiting for like heaven or resurrection.
Right.
They believe in reincarnation.
Right.
Right. So a lot of it is about how you act and what you do. That will determine how you come back in the next life.
So they believe that everyone is going to come back as something else in the next life.
Until you get to a place where it's where you're so godly, quote unquote, and good that at that point, at that juncture, you may enter into like eternal life.
Is that supposed to happen to everyone around the same time for them?
No.
Or
no.
Could that be?
It's like constant. No.
Okay.
Like just not this random, because it's completely like, so like, let's say that, you're a fairly good person in this life, and then you come back, but in the next life, you act like a jerk and you kill somebody or whatever.
So where do new souls come from then? Because the population on Earth has grown.
It has.
So where the new
that's a good now
the new ones keep coming from?
Yeah. So Hinduism actually does not believe, generally speaking, in this idea of new souls. So so what's happening? So like when you're talking about, hey, because population is growing, then the idea is that those quote unquote souls are coming from Brahman, who's like the divine being, the divine God.
Oh.
And so it's not that there's like new souls created. It's that, kind of quote unquote, these souls or these parts of Brahman are coming and now taking soul form. If you were.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, all right. So he's the main God, man, person.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And so now in Hinduism, it's interesting because, they'll talk about Brahman, and they'll talk about like, there are other higher gods, depending on the kind of branch of Hinduism you're following and part of. That there's a couple of other higher gods and some sacred texts that are considered more sacred than others. But yeah, but Brahman is the idea of like, this is like the God, if you were.
Man, people say the Bible's confusing, but this is confusing.
No, well, Hinduism is really tough because, again, they have some texts that they consider like, again, more sacred than others, but they're not like universally accepted. And then they have all these various gods and forms of gods, and how does this God relate, or are they distinguished from this other God? It's hard when you're talking about, oh yeah, we've got 100 million gods.
So she was glad that you were following a God, even though it was Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, because that means that you're doing good in your soul.
Correct. That I was doing something good, that I was being a fairly good person, and so maybe in the next life I would be reincarnated and come back, that like moving up a tier, right? That would be something closer to,
an app.
An app. Yeah. And so like, yeah, it's kind of wild. I mean, to be honest with you.
I came back as a Bitcoin.
Right. Well, you wouldn't come back as like an inanimate object.
Oh.
Yeah. So you have to come back as like some kind of being.
Oh, okay.
Right.
So you would come back as a better
human right?
being.
Because you can come back as something that's not human, right?
Universalism for them includes animals then.
Yes. Because souls could be in those animals.
Okay.
Yeah. And so, yeah, you're looking at me so crazily. Right. But yeah, so yeah, because the souls are in those animals.
Okay.
Yeah. So cows, like other animals, are considered to have souls, right? But they're also considered to be more like divine, because they're like representative of like the idea of like a nurturing like mother, part of one of the goddesses within Hinduism, and so that's why they're considered like sacred, like sacred cow, because they are again deemed to be more holy and have like deity within them, to some degree. All right. So yeah, that's why cows are a little different than other, viewed differently than other animals within Hinduism.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do they have funerals for cows?
Like when they die?
Yeah.
Man, I have no idea.
All right.
I have no idea if they got funerals.
I have so many questions.
Yeah.
I'm going to need to find a Hindu friend.
Yeah. Well, I've got an individual and come maybe help us out.
Oh yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah. It'd be awesome. He would teach Hinduism like in the classes that we had. I'd have him teach Hinduism. Yeah. So we'll
That's
see.
Right.
We'll see if he can come join us.
Yes.
And give way better answers on this stuff than I'm going to.
All right. We're talking about universalism today.
We are.
Not Hinduism.
Right. Not going down the
and
full rabbit hole of
sacred
Hinduism.
cows.
Right.